Hello everyone, welcome back to the Ranger YouTube channel. My name is Ty and I'll be your host for today's tutorial. We are doing an art journal page in our stitched 6x8 album that we had played with in my last video. So these are brand new white cardstock albums that are stitched on the spine that are available from 49 and Market, and they're a wonderful weight of cardstock. In my previous video, I had definitely played with them and we had seen this one. Since I've played here and I've also played here and I've also, did I play right there? No, okay. So there's still a few pages left, but I am excited. What I do love is that it comes in a pack of 3. So I have 2 more journals to use once this one is complete. That way there's plenty of room and pages for all our creative endeavors, playing with fun products and fun stuff available at Ranger. So I have a few stencils on my desk and a few background stamps from Simon Hurley just to do a nice background. We are also playing with 49 and Market, the Mistletoe and Memories collection. So I have the foiled die cut ephemera pack. I have the icons and titles ephemera pack, the cardstock stickers, and the 12x12 paper pad. So we will be having something going on with the focal element from this collection. Also on my desk, I have collage medium, grit paste from Snowfall, and the metallic white texture paste. I just haven't decided where and when we're going to use them, but I have them available. And then for my inky colors, we are playing with the 49 Market dye ink. So I have strawberry pie, watermelon, green jean, cappuccino, and salted caramel. And with the ink pads, I also have all the re-inkers ready to go as well, because I'm sort of want to do a painty, splattery background and then have these nice focal elements in the back. So we're going to make a dynamic background and then have a holiday vibe for a focal image. I have some blending tools. I have the flat one and I have the domed one in a mini. And then last little things, I have fossilized amber in the spritz. I always like a good gold splatter. And then media glue from Dina Wakley to glue anything down that we may need adhesive for. So let's pick a page and let's get started. Okay, so let's get started. Once I selected the page I wanted to use, I just went behind it with some deli paper in order to protect the pages behind it from getting any inky ness that I will, create in this art journal session. So initially I'm starting off with just some classic archival black ink with the handwritten background stamp from Sam and Hurley and just getting something down on the white paper. I know white pages can sometimes be intimidating, but I want to reassure you that once you just start putting something down, things will build on each other. So I went in first with the bubbly stencil from Simon Hurley with the strawberry jam. And then I am going in with another bubble stencil from Dilutions with green jeans. And initially, it already became, quite busy and very colorful, which was a fantastic look. However, to tone down the background, I could have gone in with maybe just like a gesso swipe of, a couple passes of some gesso. But I decided to take the metallic white paint with the same stencil I used with green jeans and give it a, almost how I say it is like to suppress the background a little bit. So push it back by adding the white on top. And so that did the trick. And so I have it drying on the side, and the sheen on the metallic white paste, when you see it, it looks so fantastic. So I took a 12x12 paper that has all the poinsettias on it and using my 5-inch tonic scissors to fussy cut out a few of them. Initially at this point, I thought I was going to, use them in some sort of cluster embellishment, but I do keep them. I ended up only using one of them, but I do now have a few that I've taken the time to cut out and have for my next project. So then I had thought I can make a simple tree. So I just have a triangle that is about 5 inches tall. I did not measure it, so it is a little wonky. And sometimes I believe that wonky, when done intentionally, makes it look very handmade. And so I'm cutting it out 3 times, but I do believe you only need, if you're going to try to make a ruffled tree, because I'm making this into a ruffled tree, you do only need it, I think 2 layers. Yeah, because I have a layer left over. So the base is going to be the green on green with the fern slash foliage kind of print on it. And I'm taking the next one and cutting out a couple of wonky strips from it. And that way I can use the back side, which is that lovely black and white plaid, and we're going to have them be layers or ruffles on this tree. I just wanted to start creating a focal image for my art journal page. That's usually just how I kind of always look and not to say analyze, but I do a background and then I just concentrate on a focal area. That way there is some interest where our eyes will go. So I have my busy background drying and then I'm just taking my same tonic scissors and doing a bunch of slices. Now, if you have fringe scissors, it would work perfectly for this, but I just decided to do it on my own. And so I have a base ruffle, slanted, and a mid-tone one. And so this was just a piece of scrap still from the 12 by 12 paper pad that I had on my desk that fell out when I was making this. And so I'm just trying to have a little bit more interest. So we're going to have this striped paper peek out underneath both of these initial cuts of pattern paper. And so I'm just kind of making it so that it's all slanted and done intentionally. That way it doesn't look like anything is sort of messed up. I'm just taking the time. The slicing part just takes a little time. Usually when I do repetitive things like this, I usually have an audiobook listening to. What are you listening to an audiobook when you're doing repetitive work? I'd love to know. So I'm just zooming you in a little bit so that you can see how I am kind of gluing and then tucking and then ruffling up some of those little fringe areas and then cutting it into that triangle shape. And it does work out quite lovely. And so if you do take the time, you just need two triangles cut out in the same way. That way you'll get your couple of pieces that will be in the same angle. And then any scrap paper that you have around can be another accent color. So I love the black and white, and then the stripes and the reds that add to it. It's the perfect little holiday tree going on here. And then I just take my scissors to make sure it always stays within the the structure of the base triangle tree. And that way it all just comes together and looks very intentional. And once I get this top one done, I am using that media glue from Dina Wakley. It works perfectly on heavier weight cardstock. I think it's exactly what it was designed for, and I love it. And let me just slow it down so that you can see this fantastic fringe tree. Okay, so there's my background, dried and beautiful. And I did go in with a few like ink droplets from the re-inkers of the strawberry jam. It just didn't move or behave in a way that I liked, so I just kind of let it get absorbed into the paper because it did resist on the metallic white paste, and I moved on because I just thought to myself, well, probably going to get covered up anyway, and we'll move on. So with my tree, I felt like it was getting lost on my background, which tends to happen from time to time. But in order to fix this, I am giving my tree a white border with just simple copy paper. I literally just took it from my printer sitting behind me, and clearly I'm just cutting it myself to that there is about a 1/4 inch all the way around, and that was exactly what it needed to pop a little bit more from my background. And the large Santa piece is from the die cut pack. And since the Santa has that white border as well, they all kind of look like they match. And working within the same collection always has that come together quite nicely. So here I am going in with the Dina Weekly Media Glue again. And then I love my Santa. But since my fringe paper is multi-layered, I just thought, let me just pop this up on some fun foam, the Santa element. And I do it as well for the title piece. And that way the dimension looks intentional and it's above the page and not competing with being flat or not. A few of these banner pieces were in the die cut pack as well as the foiled ephemera that was on vellum and acetate. If you're familiar with that pack, it definitely has a variety and I love them. So I'm just giving a nice little mix on the top of these banners and using a tiny attacher to adhere it to my page, and that way I know it'll stay secure because I don't, just a question too. What is your favorite adhesive to use with vellum? Because vellum is so hard sometimes because you can see through it, and sometimes we like the look and sometimes we don't. You saw me already add one of the fussy cutted out poinsettias as a tree topper, and now I am going in with the cardstock stickers to see any like details. And so I love the banner that says mistletoes and memories. That's kind of on a flowy ribbon banner. Love that look. And so this one too, I am popping up on some fun foam and using the media glue once again. I put a sticker of a present, a green present, into Santa's hands, and then I go in with some tiny word stickers and then a acetate piece that has a gold foiled word of traditions, and I attach those with a tiny attachment. And my last step usually is always some gold paint splatter, which I use the spritz in fossilized amber, and then that will be the final detail for this page. Okay, that will wrap up this art journal page. I stinking love how busy that background is. I love that white metallic paste. Very fun. I enjoyed making our ruffled tree. I enjoyed backing it with a white background just so that it can have some contrast from the background. We did some fussy cutting with the pattern paper. We made that ruffled tree with the pattern paper. And then we used elements from the die cut pack, the sticker pack, and that vellum and acetate pack. So a little bit of everything is showcased on this art journal page. Just love it. So I have plenty of things left over. I was fussy cutting a lot of these poinsettias out, so maybe I'll make something that complements it over here. So I have those ready to go. I even have one more tree, so who knows, maybe we'll have a tree and some poinsettias just to have something complemented over here. So I will leave everything linked down below for your shopping convenience. Please give this video a thumbs up. It always helps the Ranger channel grow further. And until next time, everyone, bye.